for a job.
Mm-hmm.
We know we can ask you certain things. We know based on that conversation if you're a serious cash buyer or not. And we have a specific way of finding our cash buyers without having to blast it to
good.
everybody.
Okay.
So once you blast it to everybody, you don't know who might go take your deal and do all
Yes,
type of
so
crazy
basically
stuff.
what you're saying
They
is
remarket it. I hate that.
all the time.
All the
Yeah.
time.
so basically y'all have like a formula that you guys know that works and it's like guaranteed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
We
That's
don't deviate.
that's a. Did you learn it from your mentor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
a good thing
Yeah.
because otherwise it is like probably what I was having trouble with when I was trying to wholesale is I can get the property right. I can sell. I can talk. I can close up any deal with anybody who's trying to sell a house at the right number. The problem is getting rid of it.
The
you know,
buyers.
putting over here in the buyers. So that's where a mentor probably would have helped me if I decided if I was going to do that full time. So that's a good thing. Like we're having a conversation earlier about when I was buying actively that there's people who they know what I'm going to buy and they just say, here, this is right up your alley. And I either say yay or nay, you know, and they go to 5 or 6 people, 5 or 10 people tops. And within those 5 or 10 people, the house is sold.
That's the best way of doing it. Now their deal is protected too.
Yep, exactly. Because I used to hate, I think it's such a racket where people were like, you can wholesale me a house, but you're not even the wholesaler. The wholesalers will
Daisy
wholesale
chain.
somebody else's house.
Yeah, they
Daisy
will.
chain.
Yeah. So like, I go to look at a house and this guy is like, you know, and you can tell right off the back, like, well, let me check about availability and blah. I'm like, man, it's either yours or not, you know. Let me text you back. I'm like, man, like I can tell this is going down the road.
Yeah.
So like you'll find a deal and then you'll blast it out and somebody else like, oh, I can make a couple grand off of that.
Yeah.
And then they'll turn around and market the deal, put it on Craigslist and do all the other crap. And then somebody else sees it. So you got somebody trying to buy your deal that's 3 people down the chain. I hate that.
We just had that happen recently.
Yeah.
Somebody tried to sell our mentor a deal. We're already talking to him about the
Our
deal.
mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody else tried to come back around with the deal.
Yeah.
It's like, isn't this y'all prop? It sure is.
Yep.
You know, it happens.
So how did y'all feel when that happened? Or what
was
did
surprised.
y'all
Yeah,
do? Or what did
yeah,
y'all
it
do?
happens.
What did y'all do in that situation?
Man,
You called the guy or no?
honestly, yeah,
We
I
ended
think
up-
we ended up
we ended
calling
up-
them,
yeah,
the
we ended up
guys,
talking
and
to
then
him.
we talked to them. But I mean, it really wasn't a big deal.
Yeah,
I
ain't
mean,
really nothing you could do.
you know, that particular bill, that particular deal, we ended up building a relationship with the seller.
Yeah.
It was tough, but I mean, we ended up building a relationship with the seller,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, we were still able to do what we needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it got back to our mentoring and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at the end of the day, I think it's about just building that relationship, man, with these
Mhm.
sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do that, you know, in most situations, they'll close with you.
Yeah.
If you get a deal with a seller and you just stop communicating with them, and then, you know, 2 weeks then went past, you haven't given them no updates on the closing, then I mean
Yeah.
they're gonna share the
Yeah.
deal with other investors.
Yeah, because they feel like, you know,
Not serious,
my chances are better, you know, if I have 2 or 3 people trying to, you know, get rid of my property, you know. But if you got this one guy who, hey, I'm on it, and you're in conversation with him, because there's nothing stopping the homeowner
Nothing at all.
to make a deal with whoever first come first serve.
That's
You know,
right.
And
So,
it's always somebody waiting to say, I got $2,000 more.
That's right. Yeah.
I can close
Even
2
if they
days
can or
earlier.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they say it. They say it. Yeah.
That's it.
So your seller has like multiple properties, correct? The people that you guys wholesaling from, correct?
No.
Or just a one time deal.
No. They're talking about the seller. A wholesaler trying to come back and sell their property.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
they
I
have in their
I understand
contract.
that. I understand it. But so every time you guys buying a property, they only have one property, or they have 2 sometimes.
Sometimes they have more than one
Yeah.
property.
Okay.
Absentee owners.
Sometimes they do.
So it's important that y'all like build a real good rapport with them, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Like my thing is, without really digging too deep into it, you know, you get a call, you know, get out there ASAP.
Yep.
You know, when you get out there ASAP, lock the deal up ASAP.
Yep.
And let them know what's to be expected next. And
Okay.
call them back every 2 or 3 days just to give them an
Yep.
update.
Yeah.
You should be good.
And if you
Yeah.
can build rapport with a seller, I think that's huge. That's one of our number one things is every appointment we go to, we try to build some type of relationship right out the gate from hello, because we've got many deals from the relationship we
Relationship.
built. Just, you know, just on that initial visit, our offer not even being the highest offer on the table, and the people just, hey, we like you guys. It's something about you guys that we like. We want to go with you guys. You guys' deal isn't the highest at all, but we want to go with you guys.
So when you guys go speak to them, is both of y'all or is just one of y'all
It's both of
representing
us.
both of y'all?
Most times, both of us.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
And I think that's kind of a good thing with having a partner too, because like a lot of times we know what we're gonna do before we get there. So, you know, we play kind of like devil's advocate. Like he'll be in there, and I'll do a lot of, hey man, you know, what do you think about this? You know, kind of making it seem as if the property is not really worth taking a deal. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, it's a psychology game.
So
right.
do you guys take like because I watch what's that with Mark Cuban and
Shark Tank.
yeah, I watch Shark Tank a lot. Do you guys take like a meeting in the back like to discuss it with y'all, like while you're
We always
a lot of
we
faces.
always need a minute.
make a lot of faces.
That's
and,
live.
you know,
I like that. I like that.
point out, oh man, I don't know about this, dude. Because I mean, if you go in there and you make it seem like everything is just so nice, they're gonna want a lot of, you know, they're gonna
They
want
want
the max
more.
offer.
That's right.
You know, and we're able to we instantly able to identify things that we know will cost money.
Okay.
And at the end of the day,
Foundations,
we have to have a
roofs.
good we have to have that contract at a good number. That way we can sell it to people like you.
That's
man.
right.
And
Because we
then-
won't buy it.
You ain't gonna buy
Yeah.
it.
And then how do you guys dress? And then like, do you
That's
guys?
that was my next question.
How do you guys
What-
dress?
Like this?
What type of car do you guys pull up in? Because you know, I always like, man, me and my wife we got into it a couple of times because she has a she has
Y'all get into it a
a
lot.
she has a E-Class.
Okay.
And I'm like, dude, we are not about to pull up at these people's house in your E-Class. We about to go back home. We about to switch cars, and we gonna pull up in this Corolla or whatever I have at the time because they're gonna think I have all this money. And like, why do you want these people to think that you have all this money? So they're gonna be like, hey, I want $150,000 for a $30,000 house. Basically,
That is funny. 'Cause I be thinking that thing all the time. We dress. We try to keep it business casual.
okay.
When we first got started, we was probably over the top.
Tie.
Polos,
Yeah,
but,
we
Yeah.
was
you
over
know,
the top.
then we start seeing other investors show up to these same appointments. Like, okay, yeah, maybe we don't got to dress up.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely, when we start seeing our mentor here pop up at the title
Man, I
company
seen him
at
with
an
some hoop
appointment.
shorts on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you
Well,
know,
the title company is different. The deal's done.
I've
Yeah.
seen him at an appointment. I mean, at
Yeah.
an appointment.
Pony with some
Yeah.
hooping shorts.
Oh, yeah.
and he'll get
Hey,
the
don't
deal.
do that, Mario. No.
that works for him. That
Yeah,
works
it's
for him.
Yeah.
But you know, we try to keep it business casual. You know, maybe
Do you wear your
something.
logoed shirts?
Usually
brand?
we do.
Yeah.
Polo shirts?
T-shirts
Okay.
or a polo.
Yeah,
Just like
so we have
t-shirts
t-shirts
or
and
the
then
polo.
we have polos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that's cool. I say always do that.
Yeah.
Always, no matter what.
You know, and try to keep it business casual. Now, I'm in the Malibu, Dave's in the Benz. But I know when they see Dave pull up, they're probably thinking,
He's the money man.
We gonna get up for another extra.
We're gonna get
$1,000.
another 10. They start thinking about, I'm gonna buy what I'm gonna buy when they give me my check.
Exactly.
It could go to maybe. I think it's when you get out of the car, it's just the level of professionalism you bring to that appointment. You know, so have your card ready. You know, identify yourself instantly.
Do you leave any folders or any material? No?
No. What we try to do is really, if we're going on an appointment, we thinking that's a deal. We don't go on. So we don't go on all appointments just
That's
because
right.
somebody calls us and say, "Hey, listen, you know,
That's
we're
right.
selling this." And for us to go on an appointment, we have to be really close to getting that
You're
deal.
going there because you're in
The numbers work out.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so
Okay.
so when we get there, we already know the numbers work out. We already know the numbers we need to be at. You know, so all we're doing is just identifying, you know, issues with the property and just building that relationship with that seller. You know, so
Because you've already talked to them.
we've already
So
talked.
you've
to
already,
them.
you know,
Yeah.
they already have a rapport with you on the phone. Yeah.
So I mean, our main goal though is to get that paper signed
That's right.
when we go. That's what we want to
That
go. Get
signature.
the paper signed.
Signature's everything. So as soon as you go to these appointments, right? You already have a price you're gonna offer the guy. Do you guys go in high or do you guys go in low as possible? Like what is y'all range?
It's honestly, man. You gotta, like I said, psychology, man. You gotta
Okay.
kind of read your seller.
The vibes.
You kind of got to read the vibes by your seller and kind of think what they're thinking.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay, so what if you're asking them what they want for it and they don't give you a price at all? So what do you guys do in that
Go low.
situation?
Yeah.
As low as possible. As low as possible.
Go low.
Go low as possible, but not overly insulting.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, because like me, once again, me and my wife got into it because I kept on asking the guy. I was like, so how much do you want? How much do you want? And he did not want to give me a price. So I gave him $25,000, and then he was insulted, but and then I got to where he was gonna be at. See, if I would have came out max, he probably would have ran with it and be like, oh man, this guy got money. So you guys are on the same mind frame.
You got to start low. Start low and see if you can at least get their number out so we can now let's play tennis.
Somewhere in the middle, correct?
Yeah.
See, the art of negotiation is everything.
Because I never think
Everything in life.
Yeah, everything like offer up,
I
let
don't
go.
think no seller's gonna give you they first number. I think everybody's number is high when they
Me too.
contractors, sellers.
Everybody's.
I think everybody's gonna give you the high number first.
Okay.
Because they're already thinking you're gonna counter anyway.
When we look in the
Saying
wholesale,
it's
we're gonna give you the high number.
Yeah. Everything's
You know,
negotiable.
so, yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Negotiations, everything in the life is negotiable.
Okay.
Everything.
Always.
Think about life as a car dealership. Unless you go to CarMax, if there says $19,995 on there, best believe me, they paid $12 for it or $11.
That's it.
Don't play that. We only making $500 in this deal. No, I guarantee you walking there, 16 cash, they'll take it. You know,
figure
so-
out a way to make it happen.
That's right. Ooh, we
Let's
figured
see
it
what
out.
we can do.
Like when I go, I'll tell you, car dealerships hate me when I walk in there because I don't do that. I don't run the games. You know, like you're the salesman. They'll come in there and then they'll say, "Well, let me go talk to my manager." And I say, "How about this? Before you go talk to your manager, why don't you just go get your manager? Because we're not going to do this. You're not going to walk back there 10 times." I said, "So get your manager.
I feel that.
Get a price. If you don't like my price, then I can go somewhere
Then I
else.
go wild.
It's simple.
That's it.
One more thing. So like, how many times have you guys had to walk away from a deal? Just walk away.
I think a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
I would think.
Because a lot of
Quite
people,
honestly,
are scared to walk away. They're scared.
The thing is we never really put stuff in contract.
Okay.
Unless we know we can pretty much close, unless the numbers work out. We really try to put stuff on the contract if the numbers make sense, because we don't want to waste our time or the seller's time.
Okay.
You need to buy stuff from
Or
there, Mario.
our potential buyers.
I
You
am.
know, if it's already too tight, it's just gonna be a headache. They're not really gonna want it because they're already gonna be looking. Well, the numbers are kind of tight. That don't. You know, we just gonna waste our time. We're probably gonna waste our buyers' time.
Yep.
It's not a buyer evaluating you, saying, "Hey man, he always bringing bad deals." So
let's just move on to the next one.
And then you got to be careful too, because like I know a lot of times wholesalers might get a deal in contract and then immediately open up at the title company where it's not a good deal. Now you're wasting the title company's time. You know, now when you finally
come
get
back,
a good deal,
yeah.
and now they're working slow on your deal. You see what I'm saying? So we're really big on numbers, man.
Yeah.
Like we spend a lot of time looking at these ARVs.
That's right.
So y'all just
pulling
always
tight comps,
always crunching numbers all day.
tight.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
This
That-
saves everybody
that's-
time.
That's what makes or breaks the deal. It ain't an emotional experience. Just what I'm saying. If
business.
it don't make sense, don't make sense.
Now, don't get me
Keep
wrong.
going.
Sometimes we'll go ahead and lock up something it might be slightly over what we're looking to do, but we use that as a tactic to get it lower. Because if I sign a contract with you today and we build a relationship, 2 weeks later I might be able to get you down because we got this relationship. See where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
So we do a lot of that too.
Yeah.
Definitely. If you can justify it.
Yeah. Well, because you say, hey, look, I got a XYZ guys that really want it, but they want to pay this, or you got to go down 5,000. They're ready to sell it, and then they might go down lower.
Yeah. And see, we always an buyer. They never know that we're wholesaling.
Yeah. No. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to say those words,
But I
but
get
you
what
may
you're
have a
saying,
guy
yeah.
out here that's like,
I
hey,
get
this
what
makes
you're
sense,
saying.
but look, I got to get you down. I got to go $5,000. Come up with whatever reason it is, but
Make it happen.
So you guys never deal with realtors.
We never really
We
had
really
to,
don't.
man. Honestly, even when we did our flips, I mean, we didn't have to deal with realtors. Well, we had to deal with realtors when, of course, if somebody sends us over a contract. But like, even when we
For the purchase, if
For
you
the
have
purchase,
something that,
yeah.
that we got on
Because
the
sometimes
market.
they go through their realtors, right? Some of the buyers.
Yeah,
The buyers?
yeah. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
it depends on how we're selling the property. If we have something on the market, more likely that buyer's coming with a realtor.
So do you list your properties on HAR?
We list them. Actually, we list them on HAR, but we actually use a service to list flat fee listing. Save some money.
How much they charge you?
$100.
$100.
They start off at 100 and they go
100
up to
to
like
200.
200, depending on what kind of.
What's the name of the service?
We won't say it on.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
say it
You're
on-
right.
but
You're right.
We'll give it
Bam.
to you.
No.
We'll get
No,
you.
because I got a
forgot.
relative that does it. I got a relative that does it. So I
Yeah,
was just
flat
wondering.
fee list. I
Flat
mean,
fee.
flat fee for us. That's why we really haven't used realtors.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Best.
saving thousands by going that route.
Yep.
You know, just to be able to go out there and take pictures. We can get somebody to take some good photos to list it, and then to show the property, we either put a lockbox on the property or just give us a call.
and let them do their job.
That's right.
That's what they do.
If, like I said again, if the numbers make sense, it'll sell itself. You know, so
He's right. So tell us about the one you have locked up now. You don't got to give us address or anything. Just tell us what you see, what the numbers are, what kind of work it
ARV,
needs.
the side of town.
So right now we actually landed into a good one. See, and the good thing about this business is like the longer you do it, people will start just handing you really good leads. And so we actually know a young lady, man, and that we do other business with, and it's an inheritance property. So the property is worth $140,000, and the property is behind on the mortgage, and the remaining balance is about $33,000, and we're coming in at about $60,000.
Okay.
Like I said, the ARV is 140. So a lot of these investors like to be below 70% plus repairs. So we got it at a pretty nice.
Yeah, hey, definitely shoot me that.
So what's
that,
it? I'm sorry, I'm talking to a technician. What do you say the RV wasn't at?
That one's 140 to 150.
What are you selling it at?
We're gonna try to get 100 out of that one.
Okay. How much work does it need?
We haven't been into the property yet. But based on what I see, just off of the drive-by analysis, I would probably say less than 15,000.
Oh, so kind
So
of
just 15?
Yeah,
That's it?
it's not an older property.
From
though.
what we're hearing from the
From
family.
what we're hearing
What
from
is
the
it?
family.
3-1, 3-2-2.
It's actually a 3-2. 3-2, 1,400 square feet.
Okay.
What side of town again?
77015.
Oh, I know where's that. Yeah. Okay. I used to work UPS. I know zip codes.
Where's that at?
That would be. It's on the north side, right? It's got to be on the north side. Yeah. I'll tell you where it's at.
Northeast. Just
Slightly
northeast.
north.
Yeah. Is that where do y'all market the same area all the time?
We don't do the same area, but we have our favorite zips.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
So-
won't get those out
Yeah.
either.
No, you should have gave that one out.
I was gonna ask
That
you.
one actually isn't. That one actually kind of got
There's some
fell
sweet
into our
spots.
lap.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
So and that's the good thing about this business, man. Like sometimes stuff will fall into your lap. Sometimes people will call you months down the line after you sent them some marketing maybe a year ago. So
Okay.
it's just a game of patience, man, and just utilizing these leads properly, man.
True statement.
So, are you guys looking into getting more rentals or?
Definitely.
Definitely open
Okay.
to it. That's
Definitely.
a residual.
Yeah, residuals, man. That's long term. I think that's the way to go.
That's the game.
So,
plan.
so when it's all
what?
said and done,
Rentals?
how many rentals do you guys want?
As many as possible, man. It's
There's guys out there with 100
we
rentals,
want
man.
doors,
Yeah.
man. We want doors.
I want
I
doors.
think it's portfolio. When it comes to that question, I don't really think about how many. It's like I want to build a portfolio
Okay.
with with real estate, different real estate investments, rentals. I wouldn't even mind having the storage units.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
wouldn't
right.
mind having.
Yeah, because
Not either.
One day I might run across a piece of property that's cheap, and then just build your own storage
Yeah.
place.
I mean,
we
what I
definitely
was told, because I go to a lot of these, I go to the jet meetings and
Okay.
Dan Merrill, Big Brother,
Wasting
whatever.
your time.
Yeah, I mean, but I like networking. I pass on my cars. I find
Yeah.
contractors. I find other wholesalers. So like, it works for me. It works for me. So they one thing that I picked up from there, they were like, if you're flipping all day, you have a job. If you have a crap load of if you have a crap load of rentals, that's going to determine if you're like on a yacht or a beach somewhere with your feet kicked up and you just keep collecting
That's
all
true.
this. Like,
I see
That's
where they're
true.
going with that.
Yeah, that's true.
It makes sense.
At some point, you don't want to work anymore, right?
You want to be able to sit back.
Flips
Yeah.
are tough, man.
They
yeah,
are
yeah,
tough.
they are,
Tough.
man.
But
They stressful.
flips are tough. Wholesaling's tough, and eventually everybody is trying to get to rentals. And like you said, you build a portfolio up, you don't have to work no more. Strong enough one.
That's the end goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, our goal is to get 20. We got 6 right now. We're trying to get 20. Like, we feel like if we get 20, we could just chill, basically.
Have y'all put a date on like that goal, like 2025, 2020?
We don't have a date because she's still working. So she plans on probably quitting at the end of this year.
Okay.
And then she's going to start helping me out. And then we're just going to go like full throttle and just try to kill it like you guys are.
Sort of like a silent partner right now.
Yeah. She's an accountant. So she helps me out with all the paperwork and finances and looking for the houses and I want to ask you guys. So, do you guys have like a significant other, far as like, because I always tell her like, hey, I need you to be like my cheerleader, like like just motivate me, just to get it,
Need it.
So do you guys have that?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a lady. She motivates me all the time.
That's awesome.
But I mean, honestly, man, I think I'm blessed with like the best business partner in the world. Because I mean, Darius motivates me every single day.
That's live.
You know what I mean? So I mean, we have our times where we disagree, of course, as business partners.
We're supposed to.
But
supposed to be
I think that is so good for our partnership
Yeah.
to disagree
Yeah.
because it brings perspective.
Okay.
It brings perspective and it helps us get to the right answers.
Yep.
and it don't take us long to
Yeah.
go ahead and decide what we're gonna do.
Are y'all two opposites? You think?
No.
That's a good question.
Because like
man.
me and my partner, I have a partner in another business that I'm doing in another state,
We-
and we're total opposites.
we very similar and still at the same time we different.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
so you
And
know,
we'll talk about anything. We don't agree all the time.
But I mean, do y'all
Like,
do things differently? Like, so one guy may be all about marketing and selling, next guy's about contracts and this.
I would say Darius
Or-
is we do everything together, but
Yeah.
he does a
we
good job at the
we
finances.
do toward like gravitate towards like different
Different
tasks.
things, yeah.
You know, without even really
Something
having to
you're
talk
better
about
at, yeah.
It's just
I'll do that.
I know what he
Yeah.
likes to do more of. He probably knows what I like to do more of, and we gravitate to those
Yeah.
type of things.
Yeah.
But we still like are both hands on with a
Yeah.
lot of
A lot
the
of
tasks.
stuff.
Yeah.
Good.
Like if I was out of town for a month,
He
he
got
had his
it.
business rocking.
He got
If
it.
he gone
yeah.
for a month, this
I
business
know.
gonna be rocking.
Mm-hmm.
And
Good,
so
good.
at the end of the day, like I said, we do have our disagreements, but like we'll quickly come up with a decision and move past it.
Yep.
And so all the disagreeing is that just means we're gonna go home and think of like every time me and him disagree, I go home and I think about it.
Yeah.
You know, so I
Okay.
think about why we had
Yeah.
a disagreement, where he coming from.
Yeah.
And sometimes, okay, well, now I see it.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys give me a lot of perspective right now because me and my wife, I'm real spontaneous. She's real.
She thinks.
Yeah, she
through.
thinks like she's the accountant. She runs all the numbers, and then she's like, "Well, I don't think it's a good deal." And I'm just like,
And Mario's emotional. Like, it is a good deal. I like the guy, babe. I like the guy. I'm like, the guy has nothing to do with the deal. Like, walk away, bro.
Listen
Yeah.
to it, man. 'Cause
No,
the
no,
numbers-
no. I listen to it, but at the same time, when I did listen to it, it worked out too sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And that's gonna always happen because when
Yeah.
we go at it,
Yeah.
he see something, I see it differently. We gonna take one of our answers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna work out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep it moving.
Keep learning.
Like,
Keep learning, and and move on.
The ones you lose, you be like, all right, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
I was
My
wrong.
bad.
Yeah.
We could have got some more money for that.
Should have did it that way, huh?
Yep. Or he might be like, I don't think we should lock this one up, and you're like, yeah, we should, and then you don't sell it or something happens. You're like, well,
That's right.
next time you know.
If I could redo this all over again, I still would have a partner.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, it's
I
hard.
enjoy it.
This wholesaling, what you're doing is hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's
being
real
by
hard.
yourself.
Learn.
Real hard.
You
Yeah.
learn a lot to your partner. You know, so.
And so y'all mentored at the same time with the same guy?
Well, really, I'm probably more so the hands on.
Who's this guy? Give me his name. I'm just kidding.
And
We want his name.
Darius, he
You probably know.
you probably know.
We-
him.
Yeah,
we might-
You probably know.
I know.
I'm sure y'all know him.
Well, I know of him. I know of him
Okay,
at the
yeah,
little
yeah.
convention, whatever we was at,
Okay,
where I
yeah,
met
yeah,
you
yeah,
at.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. But so what y'all guys get into this weekend? Let's take it off real estate for a little bit.
This
What do
past
y'all
weekend or
what do y'all do? Like, what do y'all do?
Yeah, what do y'all do for fun?
That makes for fun also. But what do you do that which sets you apart from the regular guy that goes to work every day?
Man, I mean, we do a lot of stuff together. Honestly, we got a lot of mutual friends.
Mm-hmm.
So we have like a lot of I call them family. We have our own little family
Fam.
functions and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And like this past weekend, it was one of our buddies' birthday. We were all together having a good time. And it's crazy because like we're really really gung ho about business through the week, and then on the weekend we kind of chill. We might have small talk about it, but
Yep.
we more so might have a sip.
Yeah.
We'll
Send some emails out.
see what's going on with each other, and just catch up with each other and our family.
So it's important for y'all to take the weekend off versus like every day, just every day grinding.
Yeah, I think when we first started the business, we was every day.
It was
man.
every day.
Like that first year or two,
Yeah.
we were every single day. But now we kind of got a little bit more relaxed. But honestly, I think me and him in that mode where we want to go hard almost every day again.
Yeah. Yeah.
After Harvey, we ready to go back super hard.
Has
Yeah.
Harvey proved good to you guys?
Harvey flipped us upside down a little bit.
Oh wow.
Harvey
Really?
actually
We had a rehab
Yeah,
going
we
on.
actually got bit by Harvey.
Okay.
And that was like maybe our first real major challenge to the business is Harvey.
Fixing the
we
rental?
We had a rehab going too.
We had two properties
that time.
Oh.
So you guys were flipping. You guys were flipping.
Oh.
So we do a lot of wholesale,
Yeah.
but we flip as well if the
Yeah.
numbers make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
So tell us what happened.
Yeah, tell us what
How'd you get
happened.
through it?
Yeah.
So-
Are you still? Are you out of
We
it?
done.
Okay.
Finally.
Yeah.
Thank God.
What happened?
we picked up a property maybe 2 weeks right before Harvey.
What was the area?
That same side of town.
I want 6.
Okay.
Scenic Woods, man. I give y'all a little bit more.
I know where it's at. I just want to tell everybody else where it's
Scenic
at.
Woods, man. Do your homework.
Scenic
nigga.
Wood. Scenic Wood. That's where Slim Thug from.
Yeah,
right?
I don't
Scenic
know.
Wood?
He
I
from
don't-
Acres.
He from Acres?
Acres Homes,
We
yeah,
do a
yeah.
lot over there.
Because he was like, me and Cindy would weird lock. That was one of his
Because he knows where the sweet spot's
Yeah,
at,
That's
too.
a good spot.
He knows where it's at? Okay, go ahead.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
So
Tell us
we
about
had
it.
picked up a really good rehab right before Harvey, maybe about 2 weeks before Harvey. Getting everything ready to start on the project. We get about
No, go ahead.
we get about a week, maybe 2 weeks into the project. Harvey comes. Our roof was getting done on the house.
Were you guys expecting Harvey to be that bad or no?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not
Because I
at
think
all.
everybody took it as a joke. Like, everybody was like, they had the memes. They were like laughing, you
Not
know.
at all.
Man, we had a roof done, floors installed, and everything.
Now,
So,
look,
I mean,
the roof was getting done.
yeah.
Now, the roof, they had just took the roof off.
Wow.
They just took the roof off, and we were like, do what y'all can to get this roof back on.
Okay.
It didn't happen. Next, so we went through the whole Harvey with basically no roof on the property. We came back. Walls had to be basically everything that we had got done had to be redone.
So how much did y'all got hit by?
On the rehab, we probably gave up about 10. You know, because we had just got started, you know, and got a good amount done. It was a simple rehab. It initially started as a really simple rehab.
Okay.
It should have been a quick 30-day flip.
Wow.
We actually wasn't even going to rehab it originally when we got it. We were thinking a hotel route, actually.
Oh, really? You just gonna put it right back on the market? Okay, that's cool. So, real quick, explain them. I don't want to interrupt your story, but explain what hoteling is. Just a little. Just give them a little bit about
Okay, so
hoteling.
it's essentially almost the same thing as wholesaling. You know, of course, you have to have a contract with the seller, and then, of course, you would want to purchase that property and put it on the market. So you actually have to close on that property, and then you go ahead and put it on MLS as is.
Okay.
For sale.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Let's get back to your story.
Yeah, so we go 2 weeks into Harvey. You know, we get back to the property, assess our damages. And we probably had to go back and put another 10 into it. That property from Harvey, it probably took us another 2 months to get that property back in shape. It went from a 30-day to about a 60 to 90-day
Wow.
project.
So what?
Um,
Okay.
Granted, the contractors we had didn't help. They didn't help the process.
How come?
They just weren't the
just
right
didn't see the vision.
contractors. Yeah.
They didn't see the vision that we saw.
Okay.
And that was another learning lesson from us as well.
So you guys currently have new contractors, correct?
Yes. Now,
Okay.
yes.
Now, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
I'm back.
Welcome
ahead.
back. from dealing with them, you know, we learned about contractors as well. We started with these guys. We gave them a small project, and they did well with the small project. Gave them a little bit more work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were doing well with the different projects. Okay, here's a
So
rehab.
you guys were like slowly trusting them, like
Yes,
trusting
that's
them.
absolutely
You
right.
guys were building rapport. You guys were trusting them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Y'all don't do the half up front, right?
You know that. Nah, we don't.
It
we don't do
depends.
just-
It
not necessarily.
depends
on
It just-
what maybe
it
with the
depends
guys-
on what it is.
Yeah,
it-
maybe with the guys that we used to dealing with now,
Yeah.
like, but
Now,
yeah,
yeah,
but not up front.
It was a situation where we started off with these guys, and they started off with a specific task, and they did great at it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And so we started giving them more and more.
More
We
work.
got rid of one rehab, did a good job, closed it. Gave them another little small rehab, they did a good job. And so now I came to it really wasn't a big rehab, I would say, on this one, but it was a lot more work to do,
Yeah.
a lot more responsibility, and they just dropped the ball completely.
They
Like
did?
you said,
They did?
Completely
Yeah,
dropped the
and like
ball.
you said, it was like it turned into a job.
So
Yeah.
what exactly did they do exactly?
The quality of work, the time.
you think they got too busy or something?
No, I just think that honestly, they just
It was too much for them to chew. Too
the,
much.
The sheet finally got pulled.
I think
sheet,
it's just
yeah,
the
you
knowledge,
really got to see
a lack of
Yeah.
like
What they
the knowledge that they had
Yeah.
in regards to the job they was doing.
Yeah.
So
So
they
that's-
was primitive on their work. So basically they got exposed. Is what happened.
They
Yeah.
got
Pretty
exposed.
much.
Okay.
Wow.
Work wise,
Wow.
word,
Professionalism,
Yeah.
word,
Everything.
everything.
Wow.
Coming to work on time too.
everything.
Yeah, everything, bro.
So
Everything
I
you can
missed
think of.
I missed the flip y'all guys in the middle. Just tell me real briefly how'd you get out of it? Just had to.
Yeah, so we ended up just having to put money back into it. So we went those 2 weeks going through Harvey without a roof, basically.
Oh wow.
We were trying. Roof had just came off
came
maybe
down.
like a day before Harvey. They were starting to pull it off.
Yeah.
So we're like, any way possible you can get this back on.
Can you tarp this, please?
And it's like we'll try, but basically Harvey came in and
It happened.
you
Yeah.
know, basically
Man.
everything that had got done had to be redone.
Yeah.
And, you know,
So
just
did
had to,
you guys break even? You make some money, lose some money?
We actually
So that's
made some money.
Broke even on that.
Y'all broke
Almost
even?
Cool, yeah.
You know, we made some, but the other property that we had, the rental that we had to fix back up, we just took the profits from that
And then put it in that.
used it to fix the rental.
Yeah.
See, that's what Ron said. Like real estate is so forgiving. Like
That's
even
what I
though
like. That's what I like about it.
even though you messed
Yeah.
up,
It's-
it
no, they
forgave-
didn't
We
mess
learned
up.
big time.
They didn't mess up. They did it right.
Oh yeah, I mean
those are
the contractors. I
those-
mean, even
no,
though the
Yeah.
contractors dropped the ball.
those are circumstances out of their control.
Exactly.
Who knows that Harvey's going to come in and you don't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I,
that,
I think even at the same time though, like I think now just knowing that what can happen when you're dealing with contractors.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Darius, we cool people,
Yeah.
you know. But you know, I think that we really need to have our guards up a little. We'll have our guards up a little bit higher on the next project.
So-
in regards
so-
to who we hire.
So you guys are using it as a learning experience, basically, correct?
Yeah.
Like
And I think they
that
did
that
well.
wasn't a complete
Yeah.
loss. Y'all learned from that
I think
experience.
they did well. I mean, if you don't lose
And
money
break out even?
per se, even if you lose money and you learn something, that's still not a loss.
Yeah.
If it don't put you out of business, and so as long as you're still alive and still able to conduct business, then I think it's a learning experience.
learning experience.
You're gonna
Yeah,
win
that's true.
down the road. This is year 3.
That's true.
We want to talk year 13
exactly.
That's
and
true,
see,
absolutely.
yeah, and see what's going on. So like that's awesome. That's something that you know, I think that everybody needs to learn that stuff. Like everybody can't be scared of it, and it's not for everybody because like you have to have guts of steel sometimes because you could sit there and be like, man, oh man, I gotta come up with X money to
That's right.
fix this, and you, like literally, you sometimes like I tell my wife,
been
sometimes
there.
I want to go home, want to just brawl up in a ball, and
cry.
I want to cry.
Yeah.
But then
I
the
know.
very
You've
next
been
week, the very next week, I'm Big Bang Hank. You know,
Right.
so it's like, hey,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
you win some, you lose some, but. That's what any business.
Yeah.
So I think what you guys did was that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that you can learn it and you still have your rental, you got rid of the flip. You know, and that's what I like about real estate too is it's so liquid. Anything can pop up and there's a solution for it. Like
Exactly.
you can make it happen. Like no matter what,
Yeah.
you can make something happen.
Everything is just about a phone call away. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Real estate.
Yeah, I always
Once you-
tell. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
I would tell all my my proteges or like whatever you want to call them that are learning from me. I always tell them, man, you could be on the highest of high, like you could be on top of the world. You'll feel like Donald Trump, like you the president, or you got millions of dollars, and then tomorrow, not even like 24 hours
Gone.
later, you're like. You don't even want to get out of bed. You're just like crying. Like
what happened? What happened?
But that's what separates, you know,
That's business.
the
That's peaks.
men from the
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's right. At the end of the
Brian Cushing calls it the little sheep is sleeping and the wolves are out. So the little sheep, y'all want to go in there, go to sleep, little sheep. Go to work. The wolves are out.
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Not for the faint of heart.
hmm Excellent, man. I'm glad we got a chance to meet y'all.
Yeah.
Talk.
Yeah,
Do y'all
most
use a title company like the same
yeah.
one?
Oh yeah, we got different title companies we use depending on the deal.
What difference? I'm curious. What differentiates between using one
The
or
two.
the other?
It really just depends. It depends on the type of deal that we have. We have our go-to title company that we generally use for almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then sometimes we'll have a deal that's it might need a certain type of attention.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go to the
That's
appropriate
the way
title
to
company
put it.
for that.
Yeah.
You know.
You mean it hard.
That was a creative way of putting it. I like
Yeah.
how you
It needs some attention.
yeah.
Yeah, so
You're
I
in
mean-
real estate. You know what that means.
Yeah.
You need
Just a
some
little attention.
But I mean, and if I can give some advice, man, just build a good relationship with your title company, man. Because I mean, they're the people that help you make your money. You know,
Yeah.
so if you
Yeah.
make their life easy, if
Yeah.
you're friendly with them, man, and you know, if you checking up on them and you actually giving them the information that they need, they'll close these deals for you. But if you just here, I want to open up title and just think that they're gonna carry the deal through for you, I mean, you might have a rude awakening.
Yeah.
You know,
And as
so-
an investor, that's something that we ask.
Yeah.
You know, like you'll have the deal looks great, blah 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 blah. And the first thing I say is it open title on it?
title, yeah,
Yes, no, yes, okay, cool. That means we can come in, we can close quick.
that's right.
If there's not, okay,
It's gonna take
why?
time.
You know, why is there not title open on it? Is there, is there issues?
Is it your deal?
Is it in
Yeah.
probate?
Yeah.
You know, am I gonna buy it? And somebody's gonna come back and say, no, I can't buy it. You know, so it's like all sorts. Like he got tied up in one like that, and this guy was a honest crook.
He was a creative one.
Yeah, he was a creative crook. So, and I told Mara from the get go because I have a friend of mine that runs a title company, and so anything I'll tell her, you know, hey, take a look at this title real quick, blah blah blah, you know, whatever. So Mario was telling me, he's like, man, this guy's got these deals, and I was like, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. and he was telling me like he's got this deal and this deal and this deal and blah blah. And so he went. He's like, man, this deal is 25,000. The house is worth 100. I was like, man, if that's the case, go buy it right now. If he's really gonna say the house for $20,000, go buy it right now. I said, sight unseen. Give me the address. I looked it up. I said, yeah, go buy it. I don't care if it's just a piece of dirt. Buy it. Yeah. And so then Mara went, and the guy had a deed and everything. Like I was like, hey, there's no deeds on the property. Like nobody sells your house. Here's a deed. Give me the cash. Let's go.
Oh, he was trying to do it like that.
Yeah. And so that was one of them. But he ended up taking an earnest money because I told Mara, make him go to a title company.
That's right.
And he could never close on it because it wasn't his house. Yeah. He was just
he basically.
But he gave him his earnest money back.
Nah, he kept 100 though. He was like that was for the title.
But I mean, no crook. What crook is going to take your earnest money and not give it back? I mean, he's a crook. He's a crook. He should have took it. You know, he probably. If I was a crook, I would have gave back.
Crook.
Yeah,
that guy. I think he's in jail right now.
Yeah, he is. Or
that might have been that guy in Texas City, man.
Yeah, he could have been.
We had one in Texas City.
Yeah,
sound like him.
Yeah, so I mean, the thing is like, I know some folks that have gotten in trouble with real estate, but the thing is, I tell everybody this: there is no life to fast money. No matter what, it takes hard work.
Be honest too, man.
Yeah.
Be honest out here. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure our company's name is always in good standing, whether it be with title companies, whether it be, tax.
Because people who are savvy can look it up. Mm-hmm. Like if Vintage Brand has a bad name and y'all been through this lawsuit, that lawsuit, it's public information.
Google, man.
Yeah.
Even Facebook. I mean, if we do another wholesaler dirty, they gonna air us out.
Yeah.
On Facebook, Instagram, or wherever else. So that's why it's good. It's good for us, investors to just do the right thing amongst each other.
Be honest with each other. Yeah, be honest. Yeah.
Be honest. It's always gonna be another deal out there.
Yeah.
Yep. How y'all? Before we go, how do y'all? Besides the woes that Harvey brought y'all with damaging houses that you had, like are they still good deals out there because our houses that are affected by Harvey? That you're seeing, because you're out there seeing it. We ain't.
Yeah, I mean, we ended up getting that one after Harvey. Remember that one over in the same area, Oak Knoll.
Okay.
Oak Knoll. We that one had a flooded in Harvey, and I mean, we made what over 30 grand on that deal off of a wholesale, in less than a month.
That's nice. That's
less than a month. So I mean, it just depends on the situation. Every house, every property, every seller situation is different.
But are y'all marketing for Harvey flooded houses?
No, we haven't. We've seen a few right after Harvey. We went on an appointment for a few.
Yeah, numbers weren't right or what?
They were what? What area is that you're saying? What is that called? The Energy Corridor area. It was over that way.
77079, 77077.
77 and all that stuff.
Yeah, so we went on a few appointments over that way.
Yeah.
That was like right after Harvey. So we really haven't done too much with that. Home
it depends
for
on the area.
250. I think they want to.
We'll talk about that off.
Around like 250 and whatnot.
They won't let nobody make the money over there. Because there's still houses right now that are all remediated. They're for sale on HAR, and they just.
They're not moving.
No, there's no money in them.
If I run across like a Harvey house, I like it to be in like a lower class area, somewhere up north, because I know I can probably get it really low and sell it. Yeah. Still low, but it's a good profit.
Yeah.
I got a quick question for everybody. I don't know if y'all. There was an auction last week, I think, about all the houses that got flooded in Ireland, and I go to the auction myself like every first Tuesday of the month. And there's a guy, he's like a wholesaler. When I tell you he has like an LLC with like probably like 10 people. This guy, he buys every decent deal at that auction. He buys.
It's not Southwest Homes? Huh? SW Homes?
I don't know. I don't know who he works for.
But they buy everything.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
But
you see them everywhere. SW Homes, SWE. Okay. They buy everything. They're here locally in Houston. They buy. They go to auctions. Okay. They buy everything cash, and they do owner financed. So it's just basically their big bank.
But they don't owner finance it. They just strictly wholesale.
No, this is the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
But you're talking about somebody else.
Yeah. So man, this guy, the same guy, he's probably got millions of dollars. He went to auction that they just had in Maryland. I think they're selling the homes for like $15,000 to $35,000. They said he brought like 10 of them. Like, is that something you guys would? He's gonna have to basically sit on the houses for like a couple of years. Is that something if you guys had that money, would you guys have brought those properties and sit on them?
I probably would have.
Possibly, yeah.
What about you, Josh? You would have sat on them?
I don't have enough information to. I mean, so like
This
in
is
other
the
words,
Maryland,
you're,
all the houses that got flooded over there, like
see, I don't believe you can buy a house in Maryland for
He said
35,000.
15 to 30. That's what made
they
me
they,
say.
they,
yeah,
they
I'm not
auction
even-
they auction
Yeah.
them. They
I mean,
auction
you talking
them.
about $1 million houses over
This
there.
happened
Yeah.
last week.
30,000 in
This happened
Maryland.
last-
It just depends. Like, you can't believe everything somebody tells you. So, like, if I don't see him physically raise his hand and buy that house and then go buy that, I don't care what he paid for it, because to me it's just a fish string. You know, like,
No, but I think what you saying, would you buy?
would I buy?
Yeah,
it?
would-
Yeah,
would
I
you
would
buy
buy
it?
it. Yeah,
I would do
in
it.
Maryland,
Question.
the right zip code.
I would do
I would
it.
look at the zip code and I say, okay, well, if this is under anything under 100 almost, in that area is worth it, because those
$1 million
houses,
area,
those retail, they're
30,000.
retailing 500 and up. So
Somebody come and pay you a little bit more to and build a house on.
Yeah.
You know,
You definitely
I'll-
land.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Now, if they're the old houses in Maryland that have been flooded and they're tear downs, the property by itself is
land.
worth 120 to
The
200.
about like 200,000.
Yeah, just the property.
You said he was getting them for 30, huh?
Yeah, it's getting like 30, 35.
I would have bought every one I could.
Mm-hmm.
Was there nobody at the auction but him?
That's what I was told, man. Like
That's
a
they
good
We'll
advertise
figure out how to get that money.
they advertise it on the news. They advertised on the news last week. My wife told me about it because her dad saw the news clip. He told her about it, and then I was like, she told me about it. I was like, well, I don't think that'll be good for us right now, because we'll have to sit on the land for a while, and then they'll probably have to knock it down, because you're gonna have to get everything by code, and then you're gonna have to lift everything up, because it floods at Maryland all the time. But those are it's a nice
You
neighborhood,
just sell them.
nice land.
I mean, the property by itself is worth 200. Just
Yeah.
sell it all.
You getting it for 30. I mean,
Yeah,
just sell it.
I sell it all. Maybe build
In
one
that
house on it,
area, yeah. All
flip that house,
It's a bit-
and keep one or two for later on when it's worth 500.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, just holding on to them.
I sell 3 houses, build one. I mean, sell 3 properties, build one, sell that, and keep the rest.
Flood zone or not, it's always been a flood.
Yeah.
People gonna move to Maryland.
Yeah, it's always been a flood zone. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's right
yeah.
there by the bayou. So, anything else you want to tell the audience before we go?
Man, we appreciate you guys for having us on today.
Oh man, no problem. Thanks for
Most
coming.
def.
Yeah, we learned a lot. I think the audience learned a lot from you guys, knowing that it's possible to make money in real estate just coming from Detroit. In a sense, I don't know your background, coming from nothing, in a sense, coming over here, starting fresh, and being to the point where you're productive and making money. Money's relative. $10,000 a month can be a lot of money to you. $100,000 a month could be nothing to you. So, as long as you're happy with what you're doing and you're moving forward, and you're growing your business, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
One more question. So all you guys, both of y'all entrepreneurs, y'all don't work at all, right?
Correct.
What would, if somebody was like, hey, look, I want you to come work for me, like come back to like a 9 to 5, what would you ever do it, or can they like give you like say, look, I'm gonna pay you.
I need 200.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay you 200,000.
I need $180 to 200.
Would you guys work for them? Like,
I need an incredible signing
And a
bonus
car.
because I might quit.
I need a car. Yep.
So but all seriousness, I mean,
I don't-
at the end of the day,
you
I don't
pay
have
me
no,
more than
I
that.
don't have no
Pay
intentions
more
on
than
going
200?
back.
Yeah, I'd have to have like 240, 250.
Yeah, I don't have no intentions on going back to work a 9 to 5 again.
Nope.
It's simply because when we started real estate, we started getting introduced to other businesses too to invest our real estate money into. So this is real estate is not the only thing that we do. So
Nope.
I can't see myself doing a 9
It
to
takes
5.
money to make money. So
It'll have to be something I'm really interested in to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
back. Like really love
passionate.
doing.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to get that signing bonus, and then I might just quit 2
even
weeks later.
consider it.
You'd have to be like, you have to go to like sports or something like, like something that I want to be on ESPN or something like something that's gonna make me some money and be
Something
fun.
that I like to do, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
giving that time back, like more than anything, I always wanted the
40
time
hours,
back.
yeah, 40 hours a week.
And it's never 40. It's like 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
60 to 80.
Yeah.
It's never just 40. Definitely when
That's
they
true.
paying you good money, they're going to get you for 60.
That's true.
The 80. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
my thing. I just wanted the time freedom.
I
Yep.
feel that.
So to give that up, you going to have to.
So a job never ever.
Nah, my mind works better when I have my time freed up.
Yep.
I feel that.
So I can't do it, man.
You can't.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't either. I can't.
I can't do it. Nothing. I'm not knocking it, but just
No.
I can't.
No, I
can't.
never- I never
When I was
knocked- no.
working, we was trying to get this business going while we still was working our job.
That's right.
And we wanted it.
Oh, I
that
got
bad.
a question then, because
Yeah.
you probably never seen any of our other shows, right? Okay, so without me telling you anything, when did you decide to quit your job? When was the decision to say, you know what, I got to stop working?
When was the time?
Man, it was funny because I had a date, but then I ended up getting laid off, so it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So we got laid off kind of like around the time where I was going to go ahead and call it quits.
What was the parameter for you to quit?
Man, it wasn't that long. It was like a couple more months for me to be out of there.
And what was the in other words, what was the reason? Like,
man, I just I felt as if we had to put that full time effort into our real estate business in order for us to start seeing what we need to see.
For me, I had started planning my exit months before I left.
Yeah.
It wasn't a secret that I was planning on leaving.
Yeah.
We were working.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. It really wasn't because everybody in the office knew I was entrepreneurial mind. I'm doing other stuff outside. It got to the point where I wasn't even showing up to work some days because we had an appointment.
Yeah, I gotta go.
It's like 20,000 on the
showing up to work with our vintage brand shirts on.
Yeah. So that's what I tell everybody as me being an entrepreneur myself. It's you work to the point where when I go to work, I'm losing money, and then I say, okay, it's time to walk away. Like in other words, I'm losing out on an opportunity over here because I'm over here giving you my time, and then time to go.
Yeah,
that's exactly it.
Yeah. So it rings true throughout throughout everything, no matter what you're in. So I didn't leave my job for real estate, but for other reasons. So it's like at some point, hey, I'm losing money coming into work.
Definitely, if you start to find yourself mentally checked out. That's what I like to say, because I know a lot of people that's mentally checked out. They go to work still every day, but they're mentally checked out. So you're really wasting. You just going there, sitting there.
And that's dangerous.
And I was doing that, just sitting there at the computer. It was days I just sit there and look at the computer for 8 hours.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's nothing even to search online anymore. You just sitting there looking like, what to do?
I was utilizing all of my work time to strengthen the business.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
good. Well, guys, we appreciate you having me. This is going to end the show.
Appreciate you guys.
appreciate it.
Tell everybody real quick, name of the company and where they can find you at, maybe, if they need to.
Yeah, plug everything in, like your social media.
They don't do social media.
No, they still got Instagram.
Hey, man,
It's
check
obvious.
us out. Yeah, Vintage Brand. Hey, we want to thank you guys for having us on the show today.
No problem.
Vintage Brand Properties. Vintage Brand Properties. You can find us online at vintagebrandproperties.com. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Vintage Brand Properties. Same thing on Instagram. You can find myself, Darius Covington, on Instagram. It's Darius Covington, ITS, Darius, Darius, Covington, Covington. Same thing on Facebook. You can find Mr. LaCasa, Dave LaCasa, on Facebook. As Dave LaCasa, right, on Facebook. Yet to get him on Instagram, but he'll be there soon.
We'll get your IG.
And we're going to get the IG page.
So good, man. Good. Glad to have y'all. Thank you
Appreciate
so
you
much.
guys.
You end the show.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.